So, Elliot Abrams, let me ask you, particularly from your previous government work, what do you think's going on? How would you describe where Trump is on this?
I think this is the authentic Trump, Christian. That is, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I would like to do a negotiation with them. That's what he said last time. The purpose of the maximum pressure campaign was not regime change, which he is not interested in. It was to get what he thought was a better deal than the 2015 Obama deal, one that would last longer and include more things. He wants that again. And he says, very Trump-like, look, we can get there through bombing their nuclear program. We can get there through negotiations. I want to do negotiations. And I think there will, in fact, be a negotiation. Indeed, for all we know, some feelers are starting now secretly.
So you, Elliot Abrams, think, you're not quoting Trump, you think there will be a negotiation?
I think there will be. Trump wants one. The only thing that would stop it is the Iranian side. Now, the Supreme Leader has spoken, has said negotiations are stupid and they're useless and they're worthless, but he hasn't actually said, therefore, I forbid it. Mm-hmm. I think what he's really doing is sort of protecting himself, setting up Pezeshkian and the foreign ministry to take the fall if negotiations go badly.
Pezeshkian obviously is the newish president. Vali Nasser, let me ask you, you both have somewhat different views as to how to address Iran. So Elliot Abrams has talked about the latest Trump quotes in which he said, they mustn't have a bomb, we could go either way, and, I want to negotiate. But earlier, when signing the maximum pressure executive order, he also said the following, and this I was a little bit stunned by, and I want to get your reaction to.
They can't have a nuclear weapon. Beyond that, it would be very tough if they insist on doing that. They have some of their leadership, I can tell you right now, and maybe you know it, maybe you don't, but there are many people at the top ranks of Iran that do not want to have a nuclear weapon just for that very reason.
So that's an interesting thing for Donald Trump to say, because 45 years of American policy has been based on saying that Iran wants a nuclear weapon. What did you take from that, Vali?
I mean, first of all, I have to say that he didn't sign an executive order. He signed a memo, and that's a bit different, although the language in it was pretty tough. I think he said a number of things which were surprising. One was that he insisted that Iran actually was not weak. It was strong, which runs counter to the narrative that is out there. But also, as Elliot said, he was creating a great deal of room to say that I don't think they're imminently having a nuclear weapon. They may not want it. And therefore, I don't need to bomb them. I don't need to do regime change. I want to have negotiations with them. And I do think, I agree with Elliot, that I think there will be negotiations. There's a lot of negotiation posturing going on. Iranians reacted angrily to what President Trump signed, but I think that's largely because the Supreme Leader wants to say, don't assume that we're weak. He doesn't want his constituents in Iran to think that Iran is being bullied to the table, that Iran's going to go to the table with sort of his chest forward and his head held high. But I think President Trump has really laid the foundations for a negotiated approach to some kind of a nuclear ceasefire with Iran.
Let me just read their response, because you said, Vali, and also you, Elliot, about what's happening from Iran. So the foreign minister, Araghchi, has responded to Trump's latest. Maximum pressure is a failed experiment, and trying it again will lead to another failure. If the main issue is that Iran does not pursue nuclear weapons, that is achievable, and there is no problem. So, again, signaling that they're open to a deal. I want to ask you, Elliot, because I know you take a certain military and hard line towards fixing whatever you might think is the Iran problem. But Trump, as you know, is the one who pulled out of what was an arms control agreement. That's it, an arms control agreement called the JCPOA. Then, 4 years ago, he talked about maximum pressure and getting the better bargain that you just talked. But he got nothing, nada, nishta, nothing. He just got them to build more, enrich more uranium. Do you think he's, I don't know, seeing the error of those ways? Does he still think he can get a better deal? Or can he just get a deal that's a Trumpian deal?
He will have to have a better deal. His view and my view is that the maximum pressure campaign lasted only 2 years. Remember, it didn't start the day he was elected in 2016. It started in 2019 and 20. And by the end, it had a huge effect on Iran. Their reserves, foreign currency reserves that they could reach were down to $4 billion. They're back up to, I don't know, 50 or 60 now. The problem, I think, is not going to be the nuclear deal if Iran is willing to walk away from building nuclear weapons. The problem is that Trump, or the challenge is that Trump wants more. He's going to say, and no more weapons shipments to Hezbollah, no more weapons shipments to the Houthis, leave the Shia militias in Iraq alone. He's going to say, stop the proxy wars. And I don't know if Iran is willing to do that.